you know what that is?
Yeah, isn't that just like if you're Pact of the Sword, Pact of the Tome, Pact of the
Chain.
Chain?
Yep, I did not have one of those before.
Oh
So,
my god, fucking Matt!
I'm sorry. I mean, to be fair, I'm trying to diversify my skills rather than just rogues and clerics. So I went with the warlock for the first time, and I thought I had everything. I was just wrong.
Nah,
So at least now I know. But I'm going to go with Pact of the Tome
okay.
and get guidance. So guidance is just too good. And so I was going to ask what you guys think I should get specifically. I know I can have them at any times, but I don't see what other stuff could really help in this
Isn't
quest.
this... here, hold on.
How does Brian? How are you going to be doing radiant damage to demons? Do you do bonus damage to it, or do you not do bonus damage to them?
There is no bonus damage unless it says it does bonus damage.
Okay, and Sacred Flame is not one of those to give bonus damage, right?
No. So stuff like Smite says it does bonus damage. Typically there is no weaknesses in 5e.
Okay.
So there's like troll type weaknesses and stuff, but 99% of the time an enemy will just say nothing under their weaknesses.
Oh,
So
sorry, Matt, if you do Pact of the Tome, are you gonna have it be a recipe book?
Oh my god, you up with it already. I was actually talking to Brian about that, just to have it added flavor to my character.
That'd be fucking amazing.
Yes.
Alternatively, Pact of the Chain, you could go and get Thasgid later on as
I
your
was I was thinking about that. I really, really was. Because I was like, oh, I can have another imp as like another one of my chefs. That'd be awesome. And it had a spin layer, awesome. But I was thinking, I was like, I already have a lot of stuff for like utilizing my cooking, like and adding proficiencies into it. So I thought it would be more convenient just for the Pact of the Tome. Especially with
Just
that
like,
D4 with guidance to help me with my cooking too.
I was gonna say, for the whenever if you do choose guidance, just have it be like, oh yeah, this is all the flavor text of like the recipe stories. That's what
Yes.
gives you the guidance of like, yes, this grandma was diving through her cupboard list one day
That's amazing.
for her granddaughter's quinceanera cake or whatever.
The Tricini.
Mhm.
All right. So also, if you have any questions, you need information just overall on, I will give you access to the Devil of Strategy and the Demon Expert, who are currently at your disposal unwillingly.
Mhm.
I'm getting my laptop out right now, so I have more
No
than just
worries.
with.
I'm just saying, just because you might have questions. I'm going to consider this loosely canonical.
Mhm.
So if there's like a really interesting character moment that goes on in this planning session, you can potentially you can just bring it up when we're all done, and we can factor it into blips for next session.
Mhm.
I expect none of this probably because you're probably just going to be spitballing ideas off of each other.
More or less. Speaking of which, because we leveled up, we were able to use our blips if we wanted to, right?
You can use your blips at any moment at this point.
Okay, so okay. I did not know that.
Well, during any like
You
technically
need to
for a
take.
short rest, right?
You need to be at a rest, and
Oh, okay.
probably it basically just needs to be in between sessions and not like anywhere near combat.
Mhm.
So typically, like a session where we end on a short rest is a good moment.
Gotcha. Let me.
What weapon do you usually use as Petra?
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, if it would be anything, it would probably be like a hatchet, or not a hatchet, a
Cleaver.
meat cleaver. Thank you.
I mean, to be fair though, Melissa, it's not like Petra's a Hexblade.
No, I know.
If Petra's getting into close range fights, something went horribly wrong.
We all know how well Petra does in close range fights.
Well,
Yeah.
The one time I got in a close range with Petra, oh boy, did it go swell for me.
It did.
What kind of warlock is Petra?
Undead UA.
Oh, gotcha.
Actually, it should just be undead.
Oh,
It's
okay.
official.
Okay.
Just make sure that none of this stuff changed between UA and official.
Yeah, let me
if
double
you
check.
have any questions, I have that.
Because I know there was that because when I first became Petra, it was still going underneath some like inspections and like what's to buff and what to nerf and whatnot. Basically, Eldritch Blast. Every time I hit an enemy, I'd be able to do 1 extra damage roll. So as Eldritch Blast, that'd be 2d10 for each hit I hit. Which is just hope.
I
But
think
now
I
it's 1 per
sent.
turn.
Yeah, I think I sent you a copy, but I can just
You did.
screenshot this from you if you don't have it. But I
Yeah, but
think
my
I
understanding, the only
sent
thing
it
that
to you.
really changed is instead of like every hit, it's once per turn.
No, I mean for everything else. Because like I said, I have the entire character sheet stuff. So if you need what you get every time you level up, let me know, and I'll just send that to you.
Okay.
Although at this point, you only get one thing at level 14, and you should have access to all the spells that you have already gotten.
Yeah, the only thing I got for this level up, I believe, was 1 more Eldritch Invocation, which I'm thinking I'm going to add that for Eldritch Spear, so I can have that sweet, sweet 300 range.
All right. So, a little bit of reminder. Well, as I said before, blips. If you really think, I'm going to assume all this is in character, as you guys are spending a whole day making plans. If you really think you did something in character that deserves blips, we can count this towards next session's blip earnings. I have a very high certainty that none of you will earn blips during this,
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
which
what
is
you think.
fine because that's to be expected. At your disposal, you have Aegon, the Devil of Strategy, and Gukaz, the Demon Expert. If you wish to ask anybody questions from the people who have been here longer. In addition, I found a item that might be useful called the Collar of Tusmit. It's going to be a legendary item, but once you acquire one, I will make it possible for you to have someone create duplicates, but you will need to do a quest to get a copy of one.
Okay.
Final thing, I have been doing some thinking about prices of things. I have not actually officially created any prices, but I'm going to say this right now, and I will not be swayed on this. The Cloak of Displacement. For every one of these cloaks that you acquire for the party, the anti-party also gets one.
Oh, I don't know what Cloak of Displacement does, but it sounds good.
It gives
you
disadvantage on
disadvantage.
all attacks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I will basically never be able to crit the person who wears one. However, the anti-party will get one. That is the deal.
Brian, quick question.
Yes.
Does using 6 blips counteract a disadvantage? If say I'm making an attack at disadvantage, can I say I use 6 blips to just roll a 20?
Why wouldn't you just
Yes. I
use
would say yes.
the 4? Because 4 just gives
if
you
you,
advantage.
yeah, 4 does give you advantage, which makes it neutral.
Because
But
maybe
Please,
sometimes you
use
want a
6
critical
blips.
hit.
6 I would allow you to roll a crit and hit.
Well,
Yeah, I like to use 6 blips and cast Divine Smite at max level. One thing I do want to talk about is the neutral guys. Yeah, the neutral guys, Lilo. I think we should, if possible, we should try to deal with them before the encounter with the demon.
I'm still of the mind that this isn't what they were talking about. And if we did want to deal with them, how would we do that?
That's a great question. I don't know. I do have an interesting concept we might be able to talk about. Give me a moment to open up my character sheet.
I can give you the answer to how you would deal with that. Damien's offer still stands.
Oh,
You would have to kill a lawful good being of equal merit, assuming that this is, in fact, what they're talking
but does Damien have a way to get into contact with them?
No.
about. Damien knows that they are Romani, which are beings of the Outlands. That's what they said.
Hmm.
I mean, couldn't you theoretically just say, "Yeah, we'll do that," but just don't do it?
I think until we
I mean,
accomplish the feat, they will
considering,
take
yeah,
it as we have not agreed to their deal.
they have basically what they said is we are neutral against them until we kill this creature, and then they will hunt us down.
Or I thought they were trying to prevent us from killing
Or
it.
like something along those lines. I don't think they were going to prevent us from killing it.
So, clarification, in case it was not made clear. Prevent, as opposed to hunt you down.
Oh, I thought that basically he was saying, hey, this is your warning. If you do this, we're going to hunt you down and like bring balance back.
It could be both. But they will be involved, assuming that this is the thing. They will be involved in the prevention. Alternatively, if this is talking about Hydrophanus, they will be joining in the fight against you guys with Hydrophanus.
That is true too.
And I did have a solution if we did want to entertain the idea. I mean, we could just, politely ask maybe like a lawful good god if if he would be willing to sacrifice himself in his domain to exterminate an evil.
That's a possibility. And that you mentioned that, if my thing were to load, I do have a handy dandy spell that we might be able to take advantage of here.
No.
Possibly.
I know which spell you're talking about, and it's honestly not worth it.
I mean, it's worth it now, considering I can have a long rest, I think, because we're still in Glacio's lair. Right?
Yes, you are currently there. You guys will get a long rest before you leave, assuming you are staying for the day that Texas Red is getting tortured.
How could we
Yeah.
ever miss it?
I will remind you, Texas Red will be suffering from 5 exhaustion.
Yes.
That sure sounds
So-
like a Texas Red problem. Actually, I think we should go kill it while he has 5 levels of exhaustion.
I have this spell. And if someone can come up with a creative way to use it for this case, that would be great.
Oh,
If we somehow, Brian, get a angel to come and help us take this demon down, what's the complications of that? Do like all these demons know that this angel is here with us? Like, does it irradiate like some sort of aura that attracts
Yes.
demons?
So
Isn't that the whole
as
point of our face masks?
that is pretty much the whole point of your face
Oh.
mask. Also, when you had Moon Color with you, they
Mhm.
needed you guys to guard them because they being of pure good really attracts demons. I wouldn't say every demon in the lair would be aware of you, but I would say every demon within at least a mile would be aware of you, or at least aware of the angel.
Okay,
I mean, there are things we could do to prevent that.
I'm
There
sure.
are things that you could do to prevent that.
But
It's
what are
just that you would have to do that.
Okay.
they?
So the things I want to talk about. Let's go through the items we have first.
Oh, yeah, Petra, I'm gonna need you to put items down that you want to buy, so that I can set up prices by Sunday.
The only thing, Brian, that I'm thinking of getting as Petra is I have a oh, my staff right now. Essentially, it gives me a +1. Let me just tell you what staff that is. Give me one
No,
moment.
I know what you're talking about.
Maybe possibly
Um,
you get that a +2. That's like, or plus, obviously +3 is probably too high. But I mean, if that's possible, I mean, but that's probably like the only thing I was thinking of. Maybe some potions, but nothing mind-boggling for me, honestly.
Okay, pretty simple. I will think about giving about how much the +2 is. Actually, just put that in there, just so that it's officially there,
Okay.
so I can
And
just
where's that
come
going to
up with
be?
prices.
Murder plot check.
Murder plot checklist. Just put down the name of the item and +2. That way I see it on there when I make my ultimate price list of shit.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Sorry to interrupt you, Ben. Proceed.
No, it's just the big things that I think we should invest in. Brian, did you come to a conclusion if we would be able to forge a arrow of slaying into a melee weapon so one of us could actually use it and get proficiency with it?
Maybe if we got help from the giants that we um
Okay, so it's really difficult with the arrow slaying, but I will see what I can drum up from the internet.
Because there's not really like it's. I mean, I
But it
just
would
want like,
basically be a single-use melee weapon.
and that's totally fine.
But like I said, I will see what I can drum up on the internet because it could be something that like is broken about it that I'm not thinking off the top of my head. But I'm going to say that that is a possibility.
Okay.
But with something like that, I will say it would have to be specific to the boss
Specific to the what?
of like Molydeus slaying or something,
So we'd have to get
of
it.
slaying of this creature.
Okay. So we'd have. Would we get bonus benefits if we got its true name? And I
If you
remember
get
asking
okay,
this
okay,
last.
so I would say you probably don't need its true name to make a weapon of slaying.
Okay.
However, there are immense bonuses to knowing the true name of any fiend.
Well, how hard could it be, right? To get a true name of a of a fiend.
Um, yeah, you can do fun things like a pseudo command, a little bit of paralysis, or a little bit of stunning. But it's more the matter of how do you get the most prized possession of any fiend out of them.
You check the local library. Okay. This does help me. Okay, really the big things I wanted from mine is the arrow of slaying for obvious reason. The flying boots, just because it's important for me eventually. I mean, Damien can fly. I feel like it's only a matter of time. And they're only an uncommon magic item. And the pearl of power would be good for the party, because it's a way for us to cast spells. It's a way for us to store spells, basically. And then the Amulet of the Devout just gives me an additional use of my Channel Divinity, which would be very good for me.
Okay.
And that's
So
also
my current understanding, at least with the whole purchasing stuff, is it's going to be 1, maybe 2 sessions max, unless something really wacky happens. And I'm not going to say that wacky shit can't happen, but assuming you guys take the quickest routes, which would be you take the sticks to Dis, and then you stumble across a portal from Dis to Sigil, it would be roughly 5 days max out of your 45-ish day time period.
okay. And we have a scroll that teleports us directly back to her lair, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And just so you're aware of the rules of the world, um, I went over the rules for magic and Sigil. Sigil, you can do magic in there. However, teleportation spells out do not work, is the way it works. So you would not be able to plane shift from Sigil to the layer of Glacia.
Got it. Okay. Um, Damien, do you want to go next for your most important magic items?
Yeah, could you go and put like a little star icon due to like the three, let's say the 3 items that you most want? If you're talking about the Life Well Tattoo or Periaptive Wound Closure we just saw was just objectively better.
Is that the one that lets you survive automatically?
It also just heals you over time.
Oh, that's good.
I think it stabilizes you if you go down.
No, it doesn't heal you over time. It stabilizes you when you go down, and then whenever you roll to regain hit points, you get double the hit points. For it has to be hit die though, not like if somebody like casts a spell on me, I don't get double the hit points. It's just like when we take rest and stuff like that.
Yes. That is a good catch. I was misreading it as whenever you heal, double the number of hit points it restores. Alright, it's moved back down to uncommon. Expensive uncommon, but still uncommon. Alright, here, let me help you guys with the whole planning process. I see it as there are like I see it as there are at least 2 phases. Phase 1 is get to the Molydeus, and phase 2 is kill the Molydeus.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Phase 1 is you guys are literally being sent to the abyss with no backup except whatever nonsense you carry with you. And phase 2 is kill a bitch.
Isn't the abyss like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of layers, right?
Yes.
Do we know which layer he's gonna be on?
You guys do not.
Can we ask the dude?
You could if you wanted.
So, my good sir, do you know where this Molydeus is going to spawn, as they say?
Well, we got some plans. If you want, we have an entrance strategy you could potentially employ to find this. Otherwise, we could just tell you the lair.
Why don't you do both, my good sir?
Well, obviously something of this magnitude would sway the war in our favor. So, in order to evade the real money, we're going to try to. It would be best to take a less direct route, uh, potentially taking the sticks the long way, as opposed to immediately teleporting, leaving traces in the weave. And then once you're in the abyss, you can teleport to the appropriate layer. As to the exact layer, we believe it is on. Sorry, I was about to give you a number, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I have to make sure it's not like one of the 10 that already are numbered and listed. But yeah, it gives you a number. It's like a 3-digit number.
Okay. If someone wants to just write that number down whenever we get.
I will give you that number as soon as I double check to make sure which I have specifically been named.
Yeah. Okay. So that's another thing we have to keep in mind if we do decide to go this, route, to get into the abyss. We're gonna have to save some soul coins just to be able to get to them.
That's true.
Ah, yes, yes. Your machine. I've heard. I've heard that uh, my boss was pretty impressed with some of the designs that she got off of your former boss for some mechanical devices. Supposedly, some of them are designs for engines that do not require soul coins.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah. That would definitely make us be able to spend more money on ingredients, my good sir. That would be greatly appreciated if we can have those blueprints.
Well, I thought you would already have them, considering I think you were the ones who found them. But if you don't, I could be more than happy to make a copy or two. Of course, it won't be free.
Can we at least see the designs so we can tell which ones we want copies of?
I can figure out what they're of and tell you the contents, but I am no fool. There's magics out there and people with really good memories.
Have you looked at our track record? We're not either of those people.
I have never heard of you guys up until you were brought here.
You've never heard of the Great Petra McConaughey?
Nope.
Petra puts her hand on her head and just kind of like falls back and almost faints.
Sorry, I was muted. You didn't hear me laugh at the fact that he haven't heard about Petra.
Asshole. Do you at least try to catch me if I fall?
Oh yes, yes. Damien's just
Yeah.
there, like not like a caring catch either. It's just like not again, and then he just like holds his arm out like, ugh, get up, and then he just lifts you up.
Hey,
Nah.
you imp. Pointing at one of the imps that are kind of peeking over into the hallway from one of the nearby rooms. You go to where some of the files are. You'd be seeing it in cubby marked Dragat's possessions. Uh, just tell me the titles of two of the documents written in there. Just the scrolls. Don't open them. You would know full well that they're warded. And the imp nods his head and flies off. All right, when it returns, it says, "Yes, the titles was and I quote, and it pulls a little scroll. Some kind of thing powered by spells, and the other one was powered by burning rocks."
I mean, the Burning Rocks one sounds pretty cool. Like,
Have we seen any burning rocks? I mean, we've
You
seen a
have
lot of
never
burning.
seen burning rocks. If Texas Red was here, he would say yes, but you guys have never heard of any kind of burning rocks.
And when have we ever listened to Texas Red?
we haven't gone to Avernus. Isn't everything on fire in Avernus?
Strangely enough, not the rocks.
Huh.
Avernus is a war-torn wasteland that happens to be on fire. It is actually not it is not the layer of Bator where everything's on fire. You guys keep on skipping past the layer that everything's on fire. In terms of less obscure, an engine that runs off of coal and an engine that runs off of spell slots.
Oh, the spell slots one would be rough. Because we don't have a full caster anymore.
You have spell slots.
Yeah, you mean smite slots?
Hey, they can still be used for engine
Mhm.
slots.
Mm. Okay. And those are the only vehicle upgrades Jagrath had? Did he have one that
Yes,
give
those
us...
seem to be the only ones. Although I have heard rumors of this one guy who was trying to make an engine fully powered off of demon blood.
Yeah, that was. Fuck. I'm gonna say Simon, but that wasn't his name. That was the guy we were chasing at the time. God, we know him. Because he's the one that made our engine able to run off of partial demon blood.
Yes, so that is also a third option. You can get an engine fully powered on demon blood. Granted, you would also have to get demon blood.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, if you want to know where he's at, unfortunately, that's going to suffer the same cost.
Okay. I mean, the coal one doesn't seem bad.
Yeah, but we have nowhere that we would get coal from.
We could find some in Dis. Get a big old bag of charcoal. An Asmodeus brand.
Wouldn't Asmodeus brand charcoal be more readily available in Avernus? Or sorry, in
One
the
was...
Nine Hells.
I mean, we could check the Breast Citadel.
This is in.
Yeah.
in,
This is
in
second layer.
Mm.
Okay. So anyway, we'll definitely consider it. Why did Texas Red ask for a nightmare, which is a being that can fly, and also a carpet of flying? I feel like he's just being greedy.
He thinks he just he loves he just thinks they're badass. I think, right, Damien?
Also,
Also,
carpets of flying are just useful because you can have multiple people ride on them. Nightmares,
No,
you
not
kind of
man.
need a special bit and bridle and the boots.
doesn't he already have the bit and bridle?
And the boots, yes, he does. He just needs to get the nightmare himself.
Well, we could probably stop by. Nightmare grazing pastures. How hard could they be to find? Muscle rings of regeneration I don't think are worth it. Mostly because we're worried about losing our heads, and you can't really regenerate that. So,
Well, the thing with Rings of Regeneration, though, is that they basically mean you never have to roll for short rest.
I mean, but when has Texas Red ever used a hit die?
Yeah, I don't know why it's on his list. I'll be honest with that one. I don't know why it's on his list.
Also, I think it's a very rare magic item, so it's like
It is. I'm looking at
way
it right
outside of
now.
our price range.
Oh yeah.
I think we should stick with uncommon or at most rare. I think, but the Arrow of Slaying is very rare, so I immediately break that rule. But it's really the only thing I could find that's like specific damage against this type of creature. There's not really a lot of like cool things where it's like plus d6 damage against demons. That's pretty cool.
There's probably legendary stuff, but you'd have to do a quest of indeterminate length for those.
Perhaps more than 45 days. All right. We should move on to our order of operations. I think first, what we should do is we should find our way to. We should deal with the stuff remaining in hell. So that's Petra's business. And then possibly Texas Red getting his nightmare. Damien, do you have anything to do in hell? Good.
Probably.
Define probably.
Me, Melissa, I can't think of anything right now, but I am also very distracted looking at stuff.
Okay. So from there, I think we should go and do our shopping. Either get it done in the city of Dis, where we can spend the soul coins, or find our way to Sigil. From there, I think we should do the quest for Set.
One thing
And
that I would like to do before we do all of this, I feel that this is kind of going to be the last big thing that we do while we're still under our contract.
They already said that this is essentially like your last mission.
No, I know, but this is like in character.
No.
It would be best for us to have a slight advantage against the anti-party if we kill them before our contract is up. Because Sereth and Uzralos cannot attack us first.
can't attack you in Texas Red.
Or you, because you're under the contract. You're on the same contract as us now.
Is that how that works, Brian? I thought you guys got added to my contract. I didn't get added to yours.
Oh, I thought the contracts were just combined.
No. Because I can still harm devils to my heart's content, and Petra can do that as well.
I can.
Otherwise, that would have been a very big issue.
Still, it's something that it's a slight ahead that we have.
I'm tying up loose ends then.
Well, wouldn't it
I
become moot because the second you show aggression and start attacking them?
Yes, but the second we show aggression and start attacking them, the fight will have begun, and we have that first instance ahead of them. Also, I
I-
would really prefer not to allow them to follow us once we leave Hell. Because I know where I want to go once we're out of here. And I do not want them following with us.
Is it the dinosaur plane?
No.
There's always time. Okay. It'll be rough.
By the way, I do plan on for the Molydeus guy, I do plan on summoning a mammoth to attack him. But just be warned that if I lose concentration on this mammoth, he goes crazy and will attack anything.
That doesn't sound really good.
Nope. But that's why I'm also getting Eldritch Spear. So my Eldritch Blast is 300 feet away, so nothing can really hit me, hopefully, that this guy has.
How many
But
blips do you have stored?
I have store blips, I have 34. I was
Okay.
thinking of saving up so I can get Spell Sniper so I can have 600 feet. Then,
Yeah, it's either that or consider Warcaster so that you have advantage on all concentration checks.
I already have that.
Hey, Matt, I'm just gonna say this metagamey kind of thing. No map that Brian will ever get is gonna be more than 300 feet.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
Also, Matt,
Yes.
Like,
I'm going to tell you right now, the only way I'm going to be able to hit you from 600 feet away, I'm going to literally bring cannons in combats.
Fair.
Like, I hope you prepared to feel what it's like to be in the trenches of World War One.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'll put
You say
I'll
I
put
have
the
that
anti-party
potential, not
down
that I'm gonna do
as
it.
a
But
possible thing to deal with, but
I would really prefer to do that sooner rather than later. As in,
the thing
as
is we
soon
just
as
don't know
possible.
where to find them. But
Well, we know where they were for the past few weeks.
Stygia?
Yeah. They
You
were
want
all
to
in Stygia.
So you want to go back there and see if we can find them?
I mean, wait,
I
aren't we
could.
already in Stygia? Like,
No, we're
No.
in
no, we're in Malbog. Okay.
yeah.
I mean, it would be on our way back up to Dis.
I thought we were in the 5th layer. Are we in the 7th layer?
6th layer.
6.
Oh, Stygia's the 5th?
Stygia's the
I get all
yes.
these layers confused.
Be on our way back. Yeah, it'd be on our way back up. And that way
Hey,
we can at
Brian.
least figure out where they last were. And Stygia's got all sorts of spies everywhere.
Yeah, we can certainly check.
That would
With
be the best place to start, is where all the spies are.
with contact other plane, would I be able to contact someone from the anti-party?
Give me a second to read the spell.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what you can classify a mysterious entity. So
Okay. We have that. But besides that, doing the anti-party first. Texas Red to fill you in on the order of operations I was going off of. We're gonna do anti-party, Damien kills them, then Petra's thing in the first layer. We're gonna see if we can't find your nightmare. And then we're gonna do shopping either in Dis or in Sigil.
Okay.
I didn't realize Texas Red was here. Hi.
No worries. I literally just joined, got done with work a little early.
And then I figure when we're done with our shopping, we'll be in Sigil, and then we can do the Set/Osiris quest and get that taken care of before our deadline is up on that. And yeah,
But so one thing, wouldn't it make sense to do the shopping earlier, because then we can use all of that for all the rest of the stuff?
that's a fair point.
Just spitballing. Like, I'm just If we're going to the Abyss and we're going to use these items, I think they're fair game to use on the anti-party too. It's not like we've been really successful dealing with them.
That's a fair point. I also had that Stygian Ice for a single-handed weapon to enhance it. So, just putting that out there.
Okay.
All right, Matt, in order to answer your question, it's very vague, this spell.
Yes.
I think it's intended to be used on a creature of
Divinity, essentially.
like an extra planar.
Isn't it basically
Like
supposed to
a
be like
horned
the
devil?
Warlock's version of not Channel Divinity, but like the big one, Divine Intervention, except for instead of like them doing something, it's
No,
like they tell you something.
you get 5 questions, of which the answers are yes, no, maybe, never, irrelevant, or unclear.
Oh.
So
I would say, quite
Commune,
honestly, in
that's what it
this
is.
setting, sending might be a better spell than contact other plane.
Okay.
Simply because it's going to be more reliable.
Fair.
But I will do some research on contact other plane to see what makes it better than sending.
now, are we trying to like head on lure them out at this point, or are we trying to still like sneak up on them? Because if we're just trying to lure them out, we could just
The first order of business with the anti-party is finding out where they are. So that's why I was thinking maybe we could contact them and be, hey, meet us here this day, this time. We want to settle this.
I think Damien's plan of going to Tantalin again and getting in contact with the spy guilds there. So they seem to have a lot of information. It's a pretty good idea, and figuring out where the anti-party is based on that information.
we
And
could
also
use the imps. I mean, I'm a chain devil now, so I definitely outrank what's his name? And if we're
Azralos.
off the front lines, it's probably easier to leverage the network because I mean, in the city, we are all aware of how many imps are actually in cities that we don't see, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like a lot.
So like that might be the free and quickest option is literally just put it out now and we can get as far down the list as we want until somebody comes back of this is where they are. And I mean, if it's not worth trying to sneak up on them, I'm pretty sure we could draw some of them out, especially if the Oni sees the benefit of ditching her dead weight at this point.
But the thing is, they have undead Maximilian, which is not great for us.
Do you have anything for that?
No, not
And
really.
bullets.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing.
That is what I can bring to the table, guys.
Would we be able to dispel the magic that's keeping him reanimated?
It'd be yes, but the chance of me succeeding in that is pretty slow. Pretty slow because it's.
But guess who has
I
guidance
haven't.
now?
I don't have. Necromancy isn't exactly my area of expertise. I'll put it that way.
Would I be able to roll Brian to see if there's a way to deal with Maximilian really easily and quickly?
Sure.
What am I rolling?
Arcana.
Roll me an intelligence check with proficiency. I really don't think it matters which one you use. I think it's just intelligence with proficiency.
Okay, so this is going to be without my proficiency, which is not going to help at all. It's a 10.
It's a 10. Did you roll a 5 or something?
I rolled a 6.
Okay. Well, you know that it is possible to dispel necromantic magics. However, you have been more often on the other side of it, where you've been summoning the undead rather than dispelling and eradicating the undead.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you've been building the houses. You're not really meant to deconstruct.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think the switching the shopping to go first. At least if we don't go, like, if we go shopping in the city of Dis, we can find most of the items we want there. The main reason I want to go to Sigil is because it's a good jumping off point to go to other planes. So I do think it's a good idea to get better equipment before we fight the anti-party, because we could really use every advantage
Well, it might
we
help
can get.
to fight them, but if we can, I think we need to track them down, or else at least get somebody in the process of tracking them down before we head off to an entire another plane.
Yeah.
I'd say we leverage the imps for that right now, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, because right now we're back to being free people, right? Like technically, I'm not in trouble anymore. We're in normal graces with most people, I feel. So I figure I can start waving my wonderful devil dick around again, and hopefully,
Please never say that ever again.
I
I
mean,
was gonna say you should say that at every opportunity.
what's what do you expect the imps to know?
Well,
Like,
I
from
expect
right
them
here?
No, not. They may not know right away, but we can just set it out that we're looking. And I mean, it travels, right? Like it's not the first time we've used imps to track down things or been tracked down by imps.
Okay.
I just will try to not strangle one that gets me irritated this time.
That's a good call. Also, Texas Red, say perchance you are killed in this abyss fight. You just come back to hell, right?
We all do.
Well, I mean, but you're a devil, so you get the devil benefits.
I think, but I don't know.
If this was a normal situation, as in for post the contract, Texas Red would get to have a fun time rolling on the how long does it take Texas Red's soul to reform table. It's just like I need the rest of you, but due to the contract, he reforms immediately.
Well, that's good. I mean, you'll be a Lemire, but
Texas Red does not get to become a Lemire. He gets to just be Texas Red.
man,
Granted,
only-
he'll be weakened, but
not more weak than right now with my 4 exhaustion.
that is
5.
very true. So okay, that's just
couldn't
for item buying purchase consideration.
if we ever do need more money, I bet we could sign a contract with Gladius to be under contract by her for certain goals. I don't know if Texas Red would be able to allow that with him and
I'm getting into
Cosmogis.
more bed with her.
Maybe hold that off for right now.
I just want to clarify something else. That is assuming that Texas Red fails all the death saves. It's not just Texas Red goes unconscious, immediately gets teleported back. For all
But we
intents and
could
purposes,
kill
he is
him.
considered a PC.
We could kill him and then get him teleported back. So if
Oh,
Texas Red
absolutely.
ever goes down, we have to kill him. All right. Glad we got that sorted out.
I feel you guys got too much enjoyment out of that conclusion.
Not as much enjoyment as we got to see you limping in after your lovely session with her.
Yeah, well, you know me, always looking to improve.
So
I would like to remind you, 5 exhaustion, Texas Red's movement speed is 0.
He was not limping in. He was dragged in.
carried in?
Does a
Okay.
long rest give him no exhaustion, or is it long rest?
If we can take the long
Texas
rest,
Red,
it's going to take him 3 days.
I had a terrible thought. Texas Red doesn't get a long rest when you guys get a long rest, because he's been tortured for an entire day, and not just tortured, but devil tortured.
That's pretty relaxing, right?
Like
you,
Texas
probably.
Red had a fun time being dangled by his ankles while rocks pummeled his face to bits. That was like the more that's the more like people are able to describe the horrors of what he went through, kind of
Okay.
stuff.
Back to our itinerary. I think first we should shop in Dis because it's in the Nine Hells. From there, go to Stygia, Tantlin, find information about the anti-party and any other information we want to learn. From there, deal with the anti-party, and then finish up the rest of our mini quests in Hell. Is there any issues with that?
No.
Okay. So that sets that.
And if we find a way to get the Arizona Ranger and kill him, I call it a win. But again, it's not a big rush given everything else that's going on.
Okay. We'll put it on the list.
Yeah. In case, like, we're stumbling, it's like, oh, look, you found a portal to the plane of Texas. I'm going to have to go through it.
I mean, there probably are a couple portals in the hottest layer of Hell that lead directly to Texas.
Are you
More
able to
specifically, Fort Hood.
even go to Texas with the contract?
We'd have to ask.
Oh.
You think that I would ask.
I honestly thought Texas was one of the planes of hell, but
Respectable answer.
also, not to interrupt too much, but Ben, you have D&D in 5 minutes.
That is correct. Because I am a fool and forget about planning things. 4
minutes.
And is why I wanted to kind of finish things up by bringing Texas right up to speed with the stuff I wish to purchase. So the big things for me is going to be, Brian mentioned we could somehow probably get an arrow of slaying turned into a melee weapon so that either Damien or I could use it.
One-time use.
And that'd be a one-time use item, but it does a bunch of bonus damage to specific types of enemies. The other thing is that I really want the party to invest in is the Pearl of Power, because that's a way for us to cast spells. Basically store spells, and we don't have to go through all the hassle of a scroll. But it's expensive.
So what would the timeline be on tracking down the anti-party and going shopping and then finding the anti-party and then going to the Abyss?
15 to 20 days.
That's how long you think it's going to take us to set the imp network onto them, go all the way to Sigil, and then come back and get the message of where they are, and then get to wherever they are.
No, we're not going to Sigil. We're going to Dis. We're not leaving the Nine Hells until after we've dealt with the anti-party.
Okay, gotcha.
So we do Hell stuff first. I assume the anti-party is, I don't know. I don't even know where they are. But if we're leaving, we'll have to it's only after we've accomplished our other goals. I think we should, in the interest of time, we should do everything in one layer or in one plane at a time.
Because I do have a time limit on resetting the balance for Torun.
Right. You could just kill Karzad. Thoughts?
No, you can't.
I mean, aren't we in Hell?
Yeah, but he's a just like direct disciple of Mammon, I think.
I mean, we've already pissed off no,
He's also a
Shmiamot. What are the odds? And you've already pissed off the ruler of this layer.
No, but I'm halfway to back in good graces already.
Yeah, I'm saying, Damien, kill this one imp. You just go back to being in. You just do an entire day of torture, and you'll be back in good graces.
I can't do Mammon's torture. I already did Mammon's good graces. I cannot do Mammon's bad graces.
Would he even care for an imp?
One that he contracted out to us directly? Yes, I would say so.
I mean, at least he'll do like he'll just
Also,
send
does
assassins
Glacio
after
know
us.
that Karzad is specifically working for Mammon?
Oh no.
Point being, we're not killing that one, so I'm using my veto on who we kill, and that is a veto.
Well, if Damien wasn't so picky about who he wanted to kill. Unreal.
So
Alright,
he
I'll
just
leave.
has to kill a different evil character, right?
I have to kill somebody who has affected me. In approximately the same weight that Torun has affected me.
I
So
mean,
none at
what
all.
about Nyla?
I'm not killing Nyla.
Well,
Wait
she
a
wouldn't.
minute. What
Don't-
if you did?
Don't
She
scratch
wouldn't.
that.
No. Like she wouldn't actually die, right?
I have to kill, as in end permanently.
Okay, then never mind.
Alright.
Yeah.
Good luck figuring this out. I believe in
All
you
right.
guys.
Thank you. And I mean, we still have Sunday too, if we need it. So
Because I have just over a month that I have to kill someone.
yeah.
Now, when they say impacted you, does it have to be a positive impact?
No.
That's why
Someone
I'm
who is
specifically telling us we need to go for the anti-party.
Okay,
My
because
goal is to kill Philippe.
okay, because I missed that, but I was like, I'm pretty sure one of them, if not all, would be like good in that category.
granted.
The
We
way
have to
I
keep
see
in
it,
mind.
Philippe is Adeline's version of Torun. And that, so it makes sense to me that it balances out that Philippe has had as much of an impact on me as Torun has had on me.
Okay, I mean that makes sense to me. I guess, do you have to be the one that kills them, or do they just
Yes.
need to be ended? Okay.
I believe that I have to kill him. Which is
Now,
going to be
just
hard because he is a slippery motherfucker.
now, just to be that guy, every single time we've encountered the anti-party, we haven't been able to kill any of them once, except for that priest. But technically, she's not even dead.
Beldiel
Either.
was alive when we first encountered her. She is now
Was she alive when we first encountered
undead.
her?
Yes.
Yep.
She is now undead. She has come back specifically to finish her task that her Goddess of Pain had sent her after.
Good job, Nyla.
And she is going to keep coming back until her job is done. Or until we can figure out some way to end her permanently.
Can we ask that horn devil? I know Brian gave us the name of this creature that she is. Does the horn devil know how to permanently get rid of her?
A revenant.
Whether that be through magic, through other means?
All right. You're asking a devil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to privately roll a history check. I will not tell you the result of it. Regardless, you will have to pay this guy to get their answer. You will probably not see the result of this roll.
I think we can try to find a different source of information. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
We don't.
Texas Red,
Yeah.
don't you outrank the majority of the devils here?
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, the next above me is a bone devil. I am top of the chain of the low chain, I believe, Brian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but right, like the next up is not lesser devils anymore.
Yeah, Bone Devil's a beefy boy.
You are the second highest lesser devil.
Oh, is the Bone Devil the highest lesser devil?
Bone Devil. Sorry, yeah, Bone Devil is this lesser devil. Horned Devil is the lowest of greater devil.
Oh, then I do not outrank Horn Devil.
You do outrank Uzurlos.
Yes, I have for a while since his demotion. Or no, wait, I was equal with him.
You
Wasn't
were
I?
equal
Yes.
with him for quite a while.
Oh. Oh, how about we just put out word that I got promoted?
Honestly, you probably could.
Seems like the guy that would be pissed about that.
Actually, I think they probably already know, because if imps were following us, I think the only people really with imps following, us are the anti-party, unless I'm missing someone.
Mammon.
Yeah, but all those imps that were following us, I think some of them have to be from the anti-party.
Yeah.
Best not to assume.
It's not best to assume. I'm
It's
just
likely
saying.
that
Texas
some of
Red
them were
Promotion
from the
Party.
anti-party. Maybe not all of them, but some of them are very likely.
We'll just put out a save the date for Texas's Red Promotion Party. Then just wait for them to crash it.
I feel like that would be too obvious.
I mean, I don't think they're against the obvious plays though. Like, so Adeline is kind of like half in, half out the way I see it, right? Like, she got her own little thing.
Adeline hates us. And she is more than willing to work with whoever she has to work with in order to get revenge on us.
Well,
And right now, the best
did
people
hate
she can work, she still hates us. The best people she can work with right now are the other people who hate us. Uzurlos hates you, Texas Red. She is going to work with Uzurlos to get to you. She's going to work with Sureth if Sureth is willing to work with her to get to Volk. She's already hates me.
and Gial.
And Gial. She despises Gial.
I keep forgetting about Sarath.
And
He is
honestly,
by far the biggest problem.
I don't. The thing with Sureth is he hates Volk. I don't know if it's really that personal for him for the rest of us. I don't know if he's willing to stick around with the anti-party just to get to Volk.
So here's the question then. Say we're fighting. If we have Volk try and escape, is that enough to draw? One, do we think Volk can hold his own long enough for us to kill the anti-party and then help him? And two, do you think Sarath would be short-sighted enough to like chase game like that?
I think Sureth would see Volk as weaker than him. In a one-on-one with Sureth to Volk, Sureth is going to win that. He is more than willing to fight Volk alone.
Oh, no, I meant that it's more, can we draw him away from the group, and can Volk hold his own long enough for us to kill the other members? Right, because Sareth is a big problem we saw last time, right? Especially with flying and magic casting. He outspeeds everybody, basically.
Yeah.
And we're typically a very poor magic defense party.
Texas and Damien, if we were just to be like, party against party, no tricks or shenanigans, like no sneaks attacks, no nothing, like just, hey, party A, party B, going at it, who would win?
I think they would. Sareth is,
If they have Sureth,
yeah, he's the balance tipper for them, because he is a whole nother level of evil.
if they have Sureth and Beldiel together,
Beldiel?
she's the Asmar cleric, the Revenant.
Oh, yeah.
If they have them together, those are their strongest spellcasters. Those balances are tipped against us. If we can get rid of one or both of those before we fight the rest of the anti-party, or just temporarily get rid of one of them, I don't think either of those two would stick around to fight the entire party. But the anti-party in general, every single one of them is smart enough to realize if things aren't going their way, they're gonna run. If things are close, they'll stay. If things are obviously in their favor, they'll stay. As soon as things are in our favor, obviously, they're out. And with all of their movement and all of their spell casting, there's no way we can catch any of them. Unless every single one of us focuses on one.
Well, I think next time we do this, that's what we also have to do. We need to burn one. And honestly, I'd say of all of them, it's probably going to be Adeline first. She, outside of Sareth and the magic, Adeline seems to pose, because she has the most mobility, right? She has invisibility, she has flying.
Well, she's also the leader too.
Invisibility, metagame talk, invisibility costs her an action. So it's
Yeah, but it also means like then she can
as
heal, right?
as soon as she's going invisible, it's to prepare for something else or run.
Yeah. And she also has the passive heal unless she's on fire, right?
Or acid, I believe.
So we need
that
to.
Might be trolls. I'm not sure.
I think trolls are fire.
No, I think like acid and fire is for trolls. I'm not sure about Oni.
So we need.
You hear Gial in the back mutter saying, "There is no counter to it."
Why am I not an Oni? Well, Gial should probably start an Oni form for this now that the cat's out of the bag, which has never happened before, right? Either, if I recall.
He should do what now?
He can start in Oni form. Like he's always gone into combat as not an Oni, right? If I recall.
That's 100% dependent on GL.
Well, he wants out. This is the way out. He's not hiding it from anyone anymore.
I mean, I prefer not to.
I understand that, Joe. But we've ran into the anti-party how many times, and we need to do something different if we don't plan for the same outcome. If I recall, the last time, I forget, was Gial one of the people that got splashed with the sticks of water and became brain dead?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. If I recall, last time you became rather incapacitated.
Yeah,
And
well.
you know Adeline will have
If
no.
I remember last time, that was nothing that any one of us could prepare for, is an explosion of Styx water.
That's true, but we don't need to talk about not preparing. We just need him to be pumped up to be he is a lot more effective if he's in Oni form, let's be honest. And we kind of need something to tip the scales, like you said. As much as I love him swinging his glaive around in his regular form and
Brian, with Gial, if he's in his goblin form, when he like runs out of HP, does he automatically turn into the Oni, or is the Oni and the goblin's HP the same?
It's the same.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's the same, and he just goes Oni form when he's in danger of getting low to death.
Oni have the ability to change their shape.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it's something like you transform into something like kind of like a druid thing, but
no, it's more of a you don't get disadvantage on attacks, and you do twice the amount of damage kind of thing.
Okay.
Listen, all right, as much as you guys need something to tip the scales, I really don't feel comfortable doing much as an Oni.
did we ever figure out why he did? This is not in
No.
character. GL, why are you not embracing your true self?
Really? It's been like almost a year, and like now you actually care about me?
Well, GL, up until now, I've been respectful of the fact that you were trying to hide it from the rest of the party, and I did my best to not bring it up. But unfortunately, chips are down, and well,
We just recently found out you were an Oni, comrade. So, we'd like to be. Obviously, we're on good terms right now, at least you and I. But, I would like to know as well. Cook you an Oni meal, perhaps, or a goblin meal, depends on the day. But, knowing more about you, I think, helps the entire party.
All right, you want the abridged version? I can give you that. I had some beef. My problem was solved. I'd prefer not to be an Oni.
so you're willing to die rather than transform into your true self.
I didn't say that.
But it certainly does seem like that.
I think that what he's trying to say, Texas, is that it is he is obviously going to use that as his trump card, as they say. It's kind of last
It's a last resort thing that we don't need
last
to
yeah
bring out in
he
the first round.
yeah it's his last trump card. He last resort, kind of like what Damien said. He thinks that's more worth it than just going out.
Yeah, but that's like going into a boxing match and tying one of your hands behind your back from the start until you think you're losing.
Worked pretty well for me against those cranium rats.
GL, do you always prefer to use your glaive, or would you perhaps want a different weapon for when you in goblin form?
I
That
mean,
way, you can hit people.
Do you have any ranged capabilities, GL?
anyway, this glaive, you get the impression he ignored you, Damien.
Yeah.
This glaive, I've had it for quite a while. It kind of means something to me.
When he's in Oni form, Brian, does he wield that glaive with one hand or two?
When he's in Oni form, the glaive actually doubles in size.
Okay, so it's going to be two-handed weapon then.
Yes, but it goes from a humanoid-sized glaive to a large-sized creature glaive.
Okay,
Is there a
because I
reason
was like,
you
maybe
chose Goblin?
What were you saying, Petra?
I don't know what I was saying. I know, I remember what I was gonna say. So the Stygian ice won't work for that because it's only for a one-handed weapon.
I would recommend it probably doesn't.
Okay. Go ahead, Damien.
No, I'm good.
Damien, you don't need to roll an insight check. You know, he's probably still sore about the fact that you saved Torun and not him.
Mm-hmm.
Gia, would you be perhaps okay if we enhance your glaive, or would you like to keep it the same?
I mean, what kind of thing are you thinking?
What are you thinking? Anything to help the party is of the utmost importance. So if you want to wield it better, or maybe make it do more damage, or
He can do plenty of damage though, and he can wield it just fine. It
you
just
know,
depends what form he's in is the problem.
well, yeah,
Perhaps there's some way to lighten it, and so I can use it in any form.
let's add that to the murder plot checklist.
Lighten GL's glaive.
Yep.
With a J, not a G.
Uh,
So close.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was real close. Much closer than my first attempt at writing out his name. I think I spelled it Geeall.
Oh god.
And with like a hyphen between the E and the A.
Hey, it was the
Yeah.
attempt that counts, right?
I know, like.
Did we find out a value for the money that she gave us? Is it the equivalent of a soul coin? Or will it differ if we go to a different layer, like Dis?
So the
In Bator
counterfeit soul
counts.
coins, you have 20,000 gold, pretty much.
Okay.
However, it's only valuable in Dis, or sorry, not in Dis, in Bator, as devils have to legally use it as currency. If you take it anywhere else, the fact that it's made out of lead and the fact that it does not contain any souls will not, like, no demon, no
Nothing.
Morenagon.
yeah, no Yugoloth,
Thank you.
that's the word I was looking for, will accept it as valid currency. Although I will, I guess, use my magic powers to remind you there was an NPC that was willing to trade gold for soul coins. You just have to convince that guy to convert counterfeit money to actual money.
If we're worried about them running, we could look into one of those containment spells too.
Wall of Force.
Yeah. Also, another thing we may want to look into is what Sareth's standing is in the devil hierarchy right now in terms of status.
Can we ask that Horn Devil
I
if he
think
knows anything about it?
it would be like those under like of lower rank still kind of respect him because he's a horn devil.
Oh, not because of that. No, I mean like
But
if
yeah,
he
he was
is
like,
he in the same boat that I was in, like for breaking orders? And if so, can we just go around it and try and figure out whoever's after him for breaking orders and have them deal with him? Right, because he kind of went off the reservation after the Duke of Thunder's thing, right? Like he was there.
well, because the Duke of Thunder was kind of technically supposed to be like his last chance before just going straight to the front lines and dying. Um, but the Duke of Thunder just like cut him free, basically. He's like, no, you are no longer working for me. But I don't know if he said go back to whoever you were working with before.
Well, you always got to report to somebody.
Well, he's a god, so he doesn't have to report to somebody.
No, I mean Sareth has to report to somebody.
Yeah.
Devil can't just exist in the world not taking orders. Well, they can,
Yes,
but
they
they
can.
can't.
Yes, they can.
How so? There's always somebody above you in the hierarchy.
You don't
But
have
they're
to
not.
be. You don't have to be associated with the hierarchy.
So I could just cut ties, is what you're saying?
Like if you've completed all of your deals, technically, yeah. It's like your deal with, like if you hadn't made the one with the big guy, you hadn't made any deals other than the first one with Dragath, and you still became a devil and worked your way up and all that stuff. As soon as your deal with Dragath is done, you do not report to anyone. You can take jobs from them, which usually I would assume means that, hey, you're going to be under contract with someone, because that's how devils work. But yeah, as soon as like your last contract is up, technically you're free.
Well, then do we know if Sareth is actually free or if he's breaking a contract?
We have no clue.
Texas Red, you know that you would not be free because you are owned by Asmodeus.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
You have it.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, if he hadn't
I'm
made
sorry.
any of those deals.
Sorry, I just wanted to be very clear that like you don't get
yeah.
out of Asmodeus's
Yeah.
puppetry
I'm
that
not trying
easily.
to. I'm not trying to either. I'm more of just trying to understand if there's any legal means to remove Serath with the Devil Hierarchy and how that works versus us actually having to deal with him.
There is also, we don't have to deal with the anti-party right now. I know Damien wants to do it for, the killing someone.
I have to kill someone who's impacted me sometime within the next month and a half.
I'm just afraid we encounter the anti-party in like 20 days and you don't kill someone. Then what are you going to do?
That's not an option.
I'd prefer not think about it, Petra.
That's like saying, what if we don't go after the anti-party and we just hope Damien stumbles across somebody in the next 30 days that was impactful?
Well, that's why we got to think of someone.
There's a very short list of people we've actually dealt with that are killable. And deserve it.
Brian. So, is Dragath actually dead?
Oh, absolutely. Dragath is 100%
'Cause
dead.
I know he's like gold, but like if there's a way to revert him and then
Glazia literally drowned him in liquid gold.
That's actually amazing.
Devils do not take fire damage, but they can
he
drown.
drowned. Yes. That is terrifying to think of.
Also, I do hope that you got the subtle threat from that.
100%.
So, don't fail her. We don't have to worry about it.
She said she scraped out all the fleshy bits, though. Like, does that mean there's no, like, skeleton rattling around in there anywhere?
Prestidigitation. What is considered, viscera? Like what is considered what is considered refuse when you're cleaning shit? Especially when you happen to be an incredibly powerful archdevil.
Yeah. Well, she's like a half god, is what she is.
So, what is considered a level 20 prestidigitation? You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
It does a d4 of damage. Prestidigitation doesn't do anything unless you're level 20. Then it does a d4.
It does no damage. You just get deleted. You are trash. Get out of here.
It's just disintegrate is all it turns into.
Power word delete. All right. Do you have anything else you wish to plan for? Oh, Texas Red, bracers of archery do not work with guns. I think I'm gonna say they do not work with guns for right now.
Okay.
At a later point in time, I might think about it. But right now, I think you have a +3 weapon. I think you're doing plenty of damage.
You mean you don't want him to have a +5 to damage from just random bonuses? You coward.
Plus the possibility of having a +10 on top of that with fucking, what is it?
Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter.
That's what? That's only like what, a +19 to damage or something?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Literally, don't even need to roll for damage. Just do the base damage, and that's good enough.
Them's Pathfinder numbers.
Jesus.
I'd like to do 1d4 plus 30 damage.
Somebody has to kill enemies.
Because God knows Damien's too busy dying.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Has Texas Red even died yet, or
Yeah.
just gone down?
Yes, Texas Red died. In case you forgot, Texas Red turned into a Lemure.
I died in like session 1.
No.
Like session 4 or something.
Yeah.
I died really early on though.
I think it was closer to 5 or 6, but still.
It was like session 2 or 3 when you got to hell.
Yeah.
Oh.
Technically, it was 3 if you count the individuals as their own session.
It really does not matter. Texas Red died like a bitch early on.
That is true.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
I guess
Brian.
one thing I could do is this is out of character, but I also got one Eldritch Invocation that I can learn. Plus, I realized I didn't have a Please help me with this. I didn't have like a
A
boon.
packed item, a boon. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I chose the one with the grimoire, so
Tome.
I need cantrip ideas. Right now, I'm going to get guidance. I don't care what you guys say, but if you guys have some suggestions,
I always
anyone,
guidance because I like making my DMs suffer.
right? I love guidance.
I also enjoy Mind Sliver
I'm
in
trying
case
to,
you want someone to fail a saving throw.
and I'm trying to think, cause like I know you have Eldritch Blast, and that's got hella range. How much
And
damage
damage.
does it do?
As much as the highest cantrips, and with Agonizing Blast and how
No, I
Petra's
know.
built,
Like that's what I'm
it's
asking.
just-
Is does Petra add on her charisma to the damage?
Oh, absolutely. How do you
Okay.
think she's been doing so much damage?
yeah. I'm of the opinion if a warlock has Eldritch Blast, they don't need any other damage cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically nothing resists force, and if they do, oh well, you have to suffer for 1 combat.
Yeah,
And you can even change some of yours to necrotic, so you get around that.
that is true. And I also get that one extra D10 damage.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, then whatever your third one is, pick a fun one like Minor Illusion, Message, Prestidigitation.
Okay.
Well, she's already got Eldritch Blast though.
I also have Minor Illusion too.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. I'm playing a Warlock Bard right now, and I shit you not 9 cantrips.
Honestly, I would
Let-
say like Message or Mending would be pretty good.
Honestly, Mending feels like it could be flavorful. You could tie it into like helping you maintain your cooking stuff.
That is true, but I feel like that's also like cheating too for Petra. If there's a mistake, you can't just patch it up. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, it only physically repairs things, but yeah, it's not like it would actually. Let's see.
Message.
Friends can be hilarious. Message is fantastic.
I'll probably get message then.
You could do True Strike and just be absolutely useless.
No.
What?
I
No.
have a
If you
story,
take True Strike, I will never speak to you again.
Do it.
my
Do it.
friend,
Do it.
he like I was asking, hey, how do you deal with like these really tough demons? He's like, oh, get Sacred Flame because it does extra damage to them, which is why I asked you, Ryan, like if it does extra damage. And he also did say True Strike too. I was like, don't you have to do it as an action to like get a
Yep.
advantage? It makes
And
no
his
sense.
concentration.
Like, I mean, okay, technically, True Strike could be useful if you were like an assassin rogue or something.
That is
And
the
even then, stealth is just better.
Like True Strike technically can be useful. But see, I said technically because it's like out of 1,000 situations, one of those True Strike could be useful.
Yeah, and it's
Not
not
for a
even
warlock.
would be, could be. Yeah, no, True Strike is bad.
Well, that's
And
the
it's
thing though.
only like
Brian, you say it for an assassination. If you're stealthed from somebody and they're not expecting it, wouldn't you already have advantage on the attack?
Yep.
yep.
I think the only way someone could make much use of True Strike is gonna be to be able to quicken it. A quickened True Strike could. I'm not
But
saying
then
it's
you're
a good
then you're
option,
using
but
your meta
no.
magic.
You misunderstand me. I didn't say it's a good option. I said if your goal was to make True Strike useful, you could do that. If you, for some reason, were bent on using True Strike, you could get away with it using meta
Would you
magic.
say Hellbend?
Hellbent? Nah. You're a fuck.
Yep, I am. Alright, so what I'm hearing right now is the party is going to go to Dis. Start up an information network there in Dis.
Oh, I thought we were going to Stygia. We're like Tantalin and Stygia, because that's where all the spies
Alright.
and imps are, and that's the last known location of the actual anti-party.
Alright, so you're gonna start up the spy network first, and then go to Dis.
Yes.
And then
Continue the spy network and go shopping.
I assume that's going to be session 1. Session 2, you're probably going to, if you didn't finish everything in Dis, finish everything in Dis, move over to Avernus and attempt to find a nightmare or a garden or both. And then session 3 we'll figure out from there.
Yeah, probably.
Are you guys gonna need a NPC cleric?
No.
I was think
Piss
I
off.
kind of do want to get an NPC cleric, honestly, because I feel like
that's
our
gonna be
I'm definitely
months
not
from
biased
now.
in asking at all. Oh no, I'm in no rush.
No, like I'm telling Matt, because like right now, the day on our Planescape right now is we are on day 289. Meeting Glacia to go to Avernus is on day 335. We have over a month before we're going to the Abyss.
Oh, I know, but being able to hire him, even for like the anti-party, getting a cleric would be greatly beneficial for us, even if it means to just for that one encounter, even getting a cleric just to help us in that fight would be really beneficial, you know. But I mean, if we could hire them for 100 days, 200, like 150 days, and besides, a soul coin goes for a lot, so we might be able to do that. A
150
decent level
days
cleric.
is a lot.
Yeah,
What do you
but
think?
a
I
soul
mean,
coin
really,
is
we'll only
so
need them for a month at most.
yeah, but a soul coin is a lot of money. Yeah,
What do you think, Gary? Like 5 gold a day?
For are you kidding me? What level are they?
11.
What level would the
12.
cleric
12.
be? Brian.
I would say 10 max.
Okay,
Probably
so
closer to 8.
So a level, I don't think you could convince a level 8 to 10 cleric to be going into the shit this party goes into for 5
Sorry,
gold
I'm
a
just
day.
looking at maintenance cost, and 5 gold is the equivalent of maintaining a guild hall for a day.
Okay, I mean, that still
Yeah, but
feels
okay,
really cheap.
here's the thing.
I feel like there would
We're
be an
paying in
upfront.
soul coin.
Yeah.
Is what Petch was thinking.
Okay. First off,
Who's gonna accept a fucking soul coin? No one.
in case you forgot,
Unless you're
soul
a
coin
devil.
is a evil artifact. Only an evil character can even carry more than one.
Oh my god, that's right.
Well,
You
I mean,
guys can carry more than
Constitution.
that. You guys can carry more than that simply because you have literal bags from night hags that are used to carry souls in normally, that you're just sticking soul coins in.
Oh, you guys have some skin bags?
We do have some
Basically,
skin.
yeah.
And that's the only way you've been able to carry this many soul coins. Yeah, I think honestly, literally none of you can move the giant bag of soul. Or no, actually no, all of you can move the giant bag of soul coins because they don't contain souls. They're not considered evil artifacts.
Yeah, but these ones you can only use in the 9 hells.
Yes. But yeah, you need to find an evil cleric in order to pay a soul coin to them. Otherwise, it'd have to be actual gold.
I mean,
And
that's
then I
not.
would say you guys would still probably get charged for material component spells.
Yeah.
Is what I'm going to say, because like if they mentioned 150 days, 5 gold a day is only 750 gold.
We're not doing 100.
Yeah, honestly,
100
this
days.
is Planescape.
Like,
This is like you literally are buying one of the top, or no, maybe not top tier. You are buying like a very well set out for themselves cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you probably 10 gold, 15 gold a day is probably more fair.
Yeah, because like you're gonna have because consider they're probably able to get paid pretty well doing whatever cushy job they might currently be doing.
Just stand in the back lines and when everybody's done, heal everybody.
Yeah, basically.
Or just healing word mid combat. Yeah, I would say 10 to 15 gold, expect that per day.
We
So
could
that would be about 2,000. That would be like 2,250
about
gold.
20 gold or 20
But-
silver, which I think is still a good
Once
deal.
I'm
again,
telling you, we
so-
do not need a cleric for 150 days. A max of 40, I would say. Or sorry, 50. Because 50 days from now, we're gonna be out of the abyss.
Also, good luck convincing one to help you go fight a
We don't-
Molydeus. Like that's another thing to consider. You are asking them to go into what is potentially certain death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pets are
Potentially?
very charismatic.
What is
Yeah,
likely
most
certain death?
clerics that you would be hiring would not be petitioners as well. They would be live planers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you would have to convince a normal person that going to fight this Molydeus is not a death sentence to them. Because if they die, they become a soul and go to wherever their afterlife is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why we give them the bigger cost. The bigger price.
Yeah, but for 20 gold a day, you could just not go to the abyss and fight the second in command of a demon lord.
I know, I understand that. I'm just saying
You need-
we don't
What I'm
know when we're
saying
getting.
is you're gonna need to pass a skill challenge, and it's gonna be all charismatic skills, and it's gonna have to be like an amazing speech. And by
Why don't
amazing,
we
I mean it's
just
gotta
not
be
tell
like,
them we're fighting a fucking Molydeus?
I was gonna say, yeah.
hey, that's a deception check, and that's that is a social skill.
So you know what we
It's-
do? Hey, we need to hire a cleric for 50 days to go around and heal our party because we're a bunch of incompetent assholes.
That's not a lie.
Make Volk say that because he's got persuasion up the ass, and then we're good.
All right, well,
But here's the thing: we don't. If we're gonna fight the anti-party, that's where the extended time needs to come from. If we're just fighting, the Smiley DS guy, then I agree
No,
with
because the anti-party we're gonna fight in less than 20 or time-wise, less than 40 days.
But that's if things go well, and we don't know exactly when.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm saying when how
it's
how many days should we hire them for if we do hire them?
50 days. Because we're leaving for the abyss at day 335. Right now is day 289. By the time we're gonna leave and get anywhere, get to Talon, it's gonna be 290. We have to kill. Damien has to kill somebody by day 230, I think, or something like that. Before 230. Might be 227.
What day is it now?
289. So, or sorry, 327.
Okay, I was very confused.
Yeah. We have less than, or no, we have basically a month. Slightly over a month is what Damien has to kill someone.
Also note, if you want to be a dick, once they come into the abyss with us, there's probably not a way out. You don't have to pay them after they're there.
Yeah.
You'll die? Okay.
I don't know, just food for thought. So Brian, you can put that down. If we're going to be fighting the anti-party in 20, 30 days, we'll probably want them around that time too. Maybe hire them in 15 days. How does that sound?
I mean, I'm also not sold on needing a cleric anymore. I'm more sold on somebody with more magic offense. I think somebody with dispel magic or counter magic abilities would be better than just regular healing.
You can get a knowledge cleric, and they have the exact same stuff.
I think they only have Is there a cleric that actually gets counterspell? Every cleric gets to spell magic.
Yeah.
I mean, I have counterspell too, but obviously I don't want to use it if I don't have to. Since my
And
warlock
has
spells are
counterspell.
No, cleric does
No,
not
cleric does
get
not get counterspell.
counterspell. Appears to be a arcane spell, except for two oaths for paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Although I wonder if knowledge cleric gets it,
They do not.
Does not. It would say, knowledge cleric.
or because I thought
Would
knowledge
they
cleric could get.
say,
Well, I thought there was one of the clerics could just get wizard spells or something.
There is the arcane cleric, but I don't think they can get counterspell.
Can't we just Google can clerics get counterspell without multi-classing?
All right, so far I'm looking at Arcana, level
getting
17.
2 cantrips
Yeah,
from
level
wizard.
17. So yeah, if you're willing to let them have a level 17 cleric.
Listen, honestly, absolutely. If these chumps want to blow all of their money on a single level 17 cleric who's going to bail if things go badly.
Then they just don't get their money.
I'm going to be upfront, all right? Literally, as soon as you somehow convince this person, this poor idiot, to go to the abyss.
Hold on. Even that won't be able to do. You choose 4 spells from the wizard spell list, 1 from each of the following levels: 6, 7, 8,
6,
and 9.
7, 8.
They literally cannot learn counterspell.
Well, there you
I'd
go.
always grab like a divine soul sorcerer or
Or can we? How would spells like scrolls work for counterspell?
They would work. They would just be at minimum level.
I've always been
unless
so
you-
torn on whether
Unless you
I should
pay
allow
to get them
someone
upcasted.
I've always been so torn on whether or not I would let someone cast use
Honestly,
spells
though,
as a reaction. Like it's fair, but it seems weird.
Spell scrolls count as use a
yeah, I would say it would
use
have
an
to
item,
be a held
which
action.
is it is a full action. The only way you can use it as a reaction is if you hold the action. In either way, you would use it.
Although I think the thief rogue,
They can do it as a bonus action.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gets wacky shit from it. So I think honestly, if one of you guys was a thief rogue, I would consider allowing you to hold it as a bonus action or.
Alright,
Or-
next level, Damien multiclass, okay. Sorry, next 2 levels, or 3, because that's when Rogue gets their stuff.
Yeah, you need 3 levels of rogue.
Yeah, no, we're not hiring a Rogue.
I know. Just let them hire a wizard, Brian.
Of course.
We need somebody who can heal. Because honestly, having the fucking, the only 2 melee fighters be the only 2 healers
That's why I think the cleric would be so
fucking
beneficial
sucks.
for us.
Yeah,
That's
I
we,
will
one of our
say
we
if
need
you're
a
looking
cleric.
for good healing, you don't have to just limit your like cleric has at higher levels actually clerics get a lot of the best options, but you also have access to things like bards or things like druids that get a lot of healing.
I would prefer a cleric solely because they have the higher powered stuff.
I mean, there is also divine soul sorcerers which would get counterspell and have access to the entire cleric list.
See,
But
the thing
they're
with
much less
counterspell is I
flexible.
don't know, because like this thing can cast spells innately, can't it? Like it doesn't have spell slots and stuff.
Oh yeah, innate spells can't be counted.
Yeah. Well, they can be counterspelled. It's just they can't. Like it's useless because you don't use a spell slot.
No, well, that's not really. It's more innate spells tend not to require material or verbal component. They don't require some sort of components. I thought it was all three.
It's just material.
It's just
just material.
Okay, but yeah.
Even so, though they usually, unless it's an at will, it does.
It still
speed
costs the
up
full
the-
action or bonus action or whatever.
Well, not just that, but also if it's like the once per day, twice per day, whatever, does eat it up.
If it's the once or twice per day, but if it's just the innate at will, like it's useless because you're not using a spell scroll, or like you're not burning up one of their spell slots. Like they can just recast it over and over again. Like all you did was burn one of their actions, which that's good, but then you also burned one of your 3rd level or higher slots.
Innate spells also have a limit on how many times per day they can be cast.
Some of them.
Anything that doesn't say at will have daily
Yes.
limits.
Yes.
So it's effectively like having spell slots, just slightly better for that.
Damien, I've thought of someone we could. This is out of character that we could kill and or maybe hire.
Sigil.
No, it is the wizard from the Duke of Thunder's palace. You remember that guy?
You mean Shoebag?
No,
We're
that's
gonna
not.
create a time paradox. How did Shoebag's campaign happen if he's already dead?
That is actually Shoebag, though.
Yes.
Who's the one who
We had an
was?
unnamed cleric
Well, maybe
that
that's who.
that did have a
I know.
name. I just fucking it's buried somewhere in my notes, and I'm
I thought
not
it
about to
was.
go back that many
Yeah,
pages.
I thought the guy at the Duke of Thunder's palace was a wizard.
The wizard was Shoebag.
Huh, okay.
We had a wizard and we had a cleric. Shoebag was the wizard. The cleric was just some cleric that could cast Zone of Truth or something.
Did you say cleric? But no, I think that's what we're gonna do, Brian. Just potentially, when not, we might hire someone, we might not. Depends on what the price of the items come to. Whenever you figure that out, right? Does the party agree, or
I agree. We need a cleric. I'm pretty sure Volk said he agreed. That we need a cleric, so that way me and him don't have to worry about healing ourselves or each other.
yeah?
At least not all the time.
So you can write that down. Potential cleric NPC.
All right, write that down.
Anyone have any other ideas?
So, hypothetically, you could get a bard, which would also get counterspell.
Yeah, but they don't have the higher level healing that I honestly think would be very useful.
Secrets.
Yeah, literally just the ability to just get any spell from any spell list. that you
Although,
can cast.
not to sound like a broken record, but Divine Soul Sorcerer has access to the entire cleric spell list as well as the entire sorcerer spell list. The only challenge for them is they just have limited spell selection. Which, not gonna lie, if I know you were planning to have me run it, but if I end up being too busy to be available to run it on certain times when you need it, it's a lot easier for a DM to run a sorcerer than a cleric, to my mind, because there's more limited spell choices.
No, I'm just gonna fucking choose one spell list and never change it.
Fair.
Fuck the party if they need spells that aren't in the predetermined spell list. It's not my problem. It's an NPC.
But yeah, honestly, I think for what you guys need, a Divine Soul Sorcerer or a Cleric would be your strongest options. Divine Soul if you think you're going to need some more arcane help, or counter spells. Cleric if you just want the maximum divine options. Definitely not biased because I think meta magic is fun or anything.
Oh man, Gary's got a hard on for sorcerers.
Listen, they're one of the few big spellcasters I haven't had much time playing.
We'll keep it that way.
What, you don't want me being a sorcerer? You afraid I might cause shit, even as an NPC? I'm harmless. Don't worry about me.
You know what? You're harmless if you take the Molly approach.
just instantly and dump. Oh,
Just-
you clearly haven't seen how I build cleric. How I build casters.
One
all the
HP
way.
per level.
Con all the way.
1
Max.
HP per level.
Max
Last
of
time I-
3, minimum of 1.
Last time I played a wizard, I had the second highest health in the party at level 14.
Jesus. Did you take like tough or something?
No, I just had like either an 18 or a 20 in con.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I think I'm actually gonna skedaddle. So
All right. Well, good planning sesh.
hmm
I have a better idea. You guys hopefully have a better idea.
hmm
Obviously you guys can change it up if you want. We shall see.
all right, well,
See you
Talk to
guys on Sunday.
Yep.
bye.